JJ Barnes and welcome back to another episode of Creative Writing Advice. If you don't know me, I'm JJ. I am the author of How to Write a Story, get it the right way around, How to Write a Story, that's out now on Amazon. I'm over here on YouTube bringing you writing advice videos where I take storycraft, characterization, techniques, things like that. I break them down and I reference pop culture, so films, books, TV, things like that. Hopefully I'm able to grow these things for you in a way that will make sense and give you the confidence to use them in your own writing. My goal basically is to get more stories out into the world and hopefully try and make yours one of them. So today I'm going to be talking to you about tracking your character's emotions. Because if you don't track your character's emotions, your story will break, your character will break, and you'll lose your audience. So I'll explain what I mean. If you give a character an emotion in one scene, the intense pain or fear, for instance, right? They are really upset. If in the next scene they have been set back to neutral, that is not that's not tracking your character's emotions, because people don't set back to neutral. If you go through an emotional experience, that stays with you and it shapes who you are. Now you can move out of it again. I'm not saying that once you're sad, you're always sad. It's not true. But if you have had a strong emotional reaction to something, if you just wipe the slate clean, that character won't feel real. Because if you have an intense emotional reaction, the next time you see somebody, the likelihood is it's still with you. Now, there could have been a really big period of time, which is fine because you don't have to be like, last time I saw you, I was very sad. I'm not saying that at all. But the memory of that emotional response should still be with them. And it should shape how they respond in the future to things. And if you're doing an immediate next scene, then it should definitely still be with them. They could have moved through it and they could be coping better. They aren't necessarily in the height of an emotional, turmoil bubble, but that should still be with them and it moves with them. And you take your audience with that character as they change and cope and process those emotions. Because if you don't, you're excluding your character from your audience, and your audience needs to ride with them. They need to be deeply baked inside that experience, especially if it's the protagonist. I mean, other people, it's not quite as intensely connected, but your protagonist, your POV character, the one you're riding along with, their story, their journey, that is who your audience is grounded in to experience the events of your story. If you boot them out of that character's life, if you stop them being involved in how that person is feeling and how they are processing those emotions, they will not be part of that story anymore. They'll be outside of the story. That will be a stranger to them. And you don't want that. You want them to really connect with that character. So what you need to do is, if you have written a scene where, something happens that has a really strong emotional response in your character, next time you write them, think about it. Don't necessarily have them saying, I was very sad, I was very happy, but think about how that emotion would shape their response. If they were very frightened in a previous scene, and in this scene it's, okay, we're going up to bed. If you just have them doopy 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 doopy, off I go to bed, everyone will be thinking, well, if I go to bed after watching a horror film, I'm nervous. Even if I know I'm fine and safe logically, it affects me. So it needs to affect your character too. So just have them react as if they've been through an emotional experience. Not necessarily big and dramatic, but if, say, they are going up to bed after being frightened by something, say someone was outside the window and they were scared. If in the next scene they're going up to bed, have them respond nervously. They wouldn't normally. Normally when you go up to bed, off you go. It's fine. But if you've had a scare, shape their behavior through it. And this is with the show don't tell stuff. You show how their body is reacting to the stimulus it had when it was frightened and how that is carrying on with them. That emotional response is staying. And I've talked about this example before, but it is a really good one. So in Lost, in the episode The Moth, Charlie, he gets rid of his drugs. He's a heroin addict and he gets rid of his drugs, he burns them. he is then, of course, in a lot of distress. He is shaking, he is struggling emotionally and physically. He's going through an intense ordeal. The next episode, it's supposed to be the morning after, and it's gone. He's focused on finding peanut butter and flirting with Claire. He's fine. He's just living. And he wouldn't be. So you're booted out of that character. That character immediately feels less real, because that emotion that you were with him on, and you were seeing it and experiencing it, and he was having a strong reaction to that experience, it's gone. And we weren't shown how, we weren't shown why. We are removed from that character in that moment. And you can't do that. Now, if you have a big period of time since the last time you saw that character, so it's not your protagonist, it's another character, you won't be able to show the immediate passage of emotional tracking. You can't, because you've left their company. You won't be with them. But perhaps your protagonist will be remembering that experience that they had, worrying how they are. Maybe they'll ask them how they are. Or it's just present. It might not even be clear, but it's present in your mind. And if it's not present in your mind, it will definitely not be present in the character. So treat your characters like they are real people, not props for your story. And emotions will shape them and change them and continue with them. If you treat them like props, then they are just what they need to be in that scene, and nothing else matters. But they're not. They're not props. They are people who have been affected and changed by your story. So just as the character moves through your story, every single interaction they have leaves a bump on them. And then that mark is there, and it's part of them. They're going to be nervous, they don't want to get bumped again, so they're going to be protective of that bumped area. They are going to be sensitive in case they think people want to bump it. They are going to just carry it with them in their behaviour and their feelings and their moods. And that's just to do, just track it like that. Just think about it as a scar, a mark on that character that will forever exist. It can get less painful, it can get less striking, but it's with them and it's part of them. They aren't reset back to neutral, and that's really, really important. So thank you very much for watching another one of my videos. I really hope it has been helpful. Drop me a comment with things that you are doing to make sure that you track your character's emotional continuity. Also, if you can subscribe to this video, I put one out every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning. I do, different writing techniques and story structures. And on a Monday, I do my quickfire Ask Me Anything series, where you can, ask me anything. And if you go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk, over there you will find links to all my social media, all the work I'm doing, my books, my film, everything I've got going on like that. So come find me, come chat to me, and let me know what you're getting up to, and I will be back again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.